Good afternoon, CFM. This is Coach Matt on a Friday. We're going to do our Flex Friday workout. I got some fun twists on some old favorites. So I hope you enjoy these. They should be very, very good for your upper body and core strength and conditioning, as well as muscle endurance and all the other things that we try to train when we do a good upper body pump style workout. These should make you feel really good while they are burning intensely, but you should feel great when you leave the room. Today, the metabolic intensity is relatively lower than something like Fran or Elizabeth like we did earlier in the week, but the duration is a little bit longer, the volume is a little bit higher, and the total amount of work that you're gonna do on a workout like this is greater, right? So it's really a muscle building and strength building type workout. So that's kind of it for the format and the intent for today. The warm-up, we're gonna start off with a single 2-minute piece of cardio and then some big arm circles on each arm, some burpees, some forward somersaults, then into our bench press. And I'm gonna go ahead and we'll do our bench press as the warm-ups. You don't have to do it with the band if you don't want to, but I wanna show you, this is the main twist on the movement that we're doing for today. Is it's a coach's challenge, so again, you don't have to do it. It's a fun variation, and make sure that you start off maybe 20-30% lighter than you would normally go if you're going to use the band, because it does change the dynamic and what the movement feels like. So the reason we use band resistance on certain exercises is because it increases the amount of resistance the further away from your body that you get. And what's neat about your bench press or any of your pushing movements is usually they're the weakest when you are close to your chest, when your hands are close to you, and then the further your elbows get outside of 90 degrees, the stronger the movement becomes. So that's what we call accommodating resistance, meaning that the resistance increases as the mechanical advantage of our joints and our muscles also increases, so we can get more out of an exercise like that. Instead of only lifting through the hard part and then having the rest of the lift be easy because of mechanical advantage, we're making the entire lift more difficult, even the part that's normally easier, right? So we're gonna start off with the workout with 6 reps of a bench press. If you're gonna do the band, this is how I like to do it, is I have the band kind of draped over the bar like that, and then I'll reach my hand through, reach my head through, and then kind of swim my other arm through until it's underneath my shoulder blades like that. And then it's just a matter of getting it the same position on both sides of the bar, right? And then I can press it up and do my normal bench press like so. All right. This is a band resisted bench press. There are also the spotter arms that you can use, but there's only one set of the spotter arms. So I like to do this one because everybody can do it at the same time. All right, so after your bench press, you're gonna get 6 reps of the bench press in that, call it like mid-70s to mid-80s percentage range for your 1 rep max. And then we got a couple of 30 and then like a high rep and then a low rep, then a high rep, then a low rep. Everything that we're doing for high reps, I want you to set up as a drop set. So what that means is, say for the shoulder circuit, I want you to have like 3, 4, 5 sets of dumbbells out. Start with like the 15s, then the 10s, then the 8s, then the 6s, etc. And then for our rows, you can start off with the 44s or the 53s, and then 35s, 26s, etc., etc. Right? And then the same thing for our overhead triceps. Let's say you start off with a 35-pound dumbbell and then move to the 30, then move to the 25. But the point being that all of those 30 rep sets, there should be multiple failure points within that set of 30, and there should be minimal resting time when you hit failure. So it is fail, switch, finish. Okay, that is the MO for all 3 of those 30 rep exercise sets. So the first one is our shoulder circuit. So this one, again, is 3 exercises, but I want you to set it up so that each set of 10 is relatively challenging, potentially forcing you to change weight. So the first one is straight in front of you, 10 reps of that. Let's say you get to 7, then you have to swap weights, bend down, pick up the next one, 8, 9, 10, and then on to 11 is out to the side. All right, and again, let's say you get to 14 and I gotta switch, and then I go 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. When I get to 21, I'm pulling to the rear like so, pulling apart, right, until I get to a total of 30. And again, looking for a starting point that causes you to have to switch a round twice, okay? So if it's just one switch, then maybe next round you could start heavier by one. If it's no switches, then you need to start heavier by 2 or something. And if it's like 5 switches, then you probably started off a little bit too heavy, right? Next is gonna be 3 reps of either a slow eccentric pull-up or a slow eccentric ring row, right? So the way I do this, let's say in the middle, I can't do any strict pull-ups, but I can hang and hold my chin over, right? So what I'll do is jump, pull my chin over, and then as slow as I can, lower myself down, keeping my feet away from the ground until my arms are all the way extended, and then put my feet down, shake it out, and do it again. Chin over, slow, 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 really, really slow as I can, and then down. And I would say if you can control it even moderately, I want you to try to do the pull-ups. Only if you can't get your chin over, or if you fall down so fast that you're not really getting that time under tension for that pulling motion, then I would go to a ring row. And I'm doing the same thing on the ring rows, where I'm trying to row up hard and then slowly lower myself back down until my elbows are straight, and then row up hard again, slowly lower myself down. But any way you do it, I want you to get 3 reps of that really slow eccentric. And when I say slow, I'm talking like 10, 15 seconds, okay? All right, next one is a 30 rep set of an overhead dumbbell triceps. You can do this sitting or standing. And again, I'd like to see around 2 drop sets, okay? But elbows, my dumbbell should touch the back of my head, and then my elbows should get straight when I extend them, right? And try to keep my elbows kind of pointed forward and not pointed out to the side when I do this one. Next one is wall walk-ups. I hope nobody's getting sick of wall walk-ups, because they're not going anywhere, right? But start on the ground, and you can practice piking up like this, right? So that would be our focus for this week, is getting into this nice high pike position and reaching that leg as high up into the air as I can, right? And then, so I have to take as few steps with my feet as possible. And if you can remember from previous weeks where we counted our steps on the way up and on the way down, stack those skills on top of one another. But 3 wall walk-ups. And then the last one is a bent over row with 2 independent objects. And again, for 30 reps, shooting for around 2 switches. But I'm getting into my good RDL position and just rowing until my wrists touch my rib cage, all right? Both of them at the same time. And that is my Flex Friday circuit. We're gonna get, say, 3 to 4 rounds over the course of about 40 minutes of that exercise sequence. That's it for today. Have a great one. I'll see you guys on Saturday.